welcome here to more TALKFCB, and welcome back to the channel, guys. And coming up for you today, we are going to be discussing the very, very big topic of whether Lionel Messi wants to return to Barcelona, and not only wants to, but we're going to be talking about if he really does want to come back, and indeed this summer, could it happen? And how could it happen, given the fact that his contract at PSG expires not until 2023? How could this deal get done? It is all coming up today. So let's get to it. Because obviously, guys, as we discussed right here on the channel yesterday, Lionel Messi was subjected to some very, very harsh treatment from the PSG fans in their game on Sunday against Bordeaux. He was booed, he was whistled, and it wasn't just there as his name was read out, on the tannoy before the game in terms of the starting lineup, but it was actually there every single touch. When he was getting on the ball, it was clearly there, targeted boos, targeted whistles in his direction, and the same treatment as well was given to his teammate and good friend, Neymar Jr. And I think certainly for Messi, hearing that there, and especially given the week that he'd had with the elimination from the Champions League there at the hands of Real Madrid, something that he has never suffered in the Champions League. When he's met them in Barça colours in that competition, he's always come out on the winning side. But I think certainly it would have been hard to take hearing the home fans go against him like that. And not only about Messi, you can't just think here only about him in this situation, but I look there at the pictures we're seeing of Antonella, his wife there in the crowd, her having to hear that kind of reaction. I'm sure she never expected to have to go through that. I'm sure that she never imagined this kind of emotion, and clearly that would have gotten to them. That would have really hurt them as a family. And I think already when you factor in that Messi and his family were already struggling really to adjust to life in Paris, away from their home. They returned to Barcelona, to their home there at every available opportunity. There's a big decision coming, and Messi certainly will be thinking things over in his mind ahead of this summer. And with that said, if we do indeed move on to some of the latest rumours, and indeed there's some reports which shed some light on what Messi's future holds in these coming months, Matteo Moretto and also Ashraf Benayad, two very reliable journalists there, especially when it comes to Barca Messi related topics, they both have suggested that in an ideal world, Messi would love to return. Messi dreams of returning to Barcelona, but they do say that before PSG's recent exit there from the Champions League, it was almost certain, though, that he was going to stay, that everything there was going to carry on, that he was going to work hard and, of course, be at PSG next season. But now things are just starting to change. Maybe now there is definitely a different feeling there from Messi, and possibly even from the side of PSG as well. But they say no discussions as of yet have taken place with PSG about any possible exit. But it's very, very interesting to me to hear yesterday what Gerard Romero said, because he's somebody that since Joan Laporta has returned as president, Gerard Romero has been very, very good, very accurate in his information. And he says that Jorge Messi, of course Messi's father, but also there his representative, he's the one that deals with all the transfer stuff. He says that Jorge Messi contacted the Barca board just a few days ago to inquire about the possibility of returning to the club. Gerard Romero there says that more information is expected in the coming weeks about Messi's future and whether or not a return could be possible. So quite clearly there are some initial discussions, there are a few murmurs in the background when it comes to Messi's possible return, but let's not forget here, guys, he's got a contract at PSG. That is the one big stumbling block when you're looking at this deal. He is there contractually until 2023, so not this summer, but next summer. And so with that in mind, how exactly would you be able to get a deal done? Well, there are three different ways in which Messi could technically leave Paris Saint-Germain this summer before his contract expires. Number one, of course, is the traditional way in terms of a player there who is under contract, in terms of a player who is looking to leave the club. What you would need there is for Barca to pay a transfer fee to bring Messi in from PSG. But of course, what that would mean is that we would then have to agree a fee, we'd have to negotiate, we'd have to find the fee that PSG wanted, and obviously over the years, that's been impossible. Because if PSG have a player under contract and they don't want to sell them, especially when it comes to Barca, with that relationship with PSG being so bad, which is what makes that particular option nearly impossible. Number two, though, there is another option here, and that would be if PSG agree to mutually terminate Lionel Messi's contract at the club. And I do say this here with some interest, because obviously you'd think, well, why would PSG agree to rip up Messi's contract? Why would they let him walk out the door for nothing? But already in the media right now, you're hearing that Mbappe is off in the summer. He's going to go to Real Madrid. But not only that, Pochettino, he's going to go. Possibly Leonardo, he's going to go. Nasser Al-Khelaifi, even he is under threat there in his job. He could leave PSG this summer, and it seems as though they're going to have a big change in direction, because what they've been doing in their sporting project up until this point, it's clearly not been working. They still haven't won the Champions League this season, not even getting close. And could you see at PSG a big U-turn in which they drastically change direction, and maybe, according to reports, that could see Messi and or Neymar leaving the club? But then there is option number three, because if Barca couldn't or wouldn't negotiate with PSG, and if PSG still didn't want to let him go, would not mutually terminate that deal, there's one option remaining for Messi if he was absolutely desperate to get out of Paris, to really return to Barcelona, and he really wanted to do everything in his power. He could technically terminate his own deal, and by doing that, he would have to buy out the final year of that contract, which of course is not something you often see in football. It's not something that would be easy. It would also not be something that would be cheap for Lionel Messi. But if he was absolutely desperate and reaching the point there where his family were unhappy and he needed to do something very quickly in order to resolve that kind of issue, then buying out the final year of that deal may indeed be the only way out of Paris. And of course, even when all of that would have been done, when you find that escape and that exit from PSG, then of course you're asking the question of, well, Xavi would have to agree to Messi's return. Of course, Joan Laporta would have to find a way to fit Messi into the current wage structure at the club, something of course that we simply could not do last summer, but you would expect this summer to look very, very differently from a financial perspective. So those are things there that certainly could also be done. But I just want to look here at the current feeling from you guys, because obviously on social media yesterday, lots of rumours flying around. I wanted to ask the question if it was indeed possible, and it's not going to be easy, and it's certainly not something right now that is straightforward, but if you could bring Lionel Messi back to Barca this summer, would you do it? And obviously the options there were, yes, buy him, do whatever you can to get him. If you need to pay a transfer fee to PSG, go and do that right now. Over half of you opting for that option. Plenty of people also saying, I would certainly take him back, but I would like it to be on that free transfer. I don't really want to see Barca paying that transfer fee to PSG, and if we could bring him in on a free, that would certainly be better off. And obviously a small amount, 11%, they're saying, you know what, I would not bring Messi back to the camp now. But it's interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting what happens over these next few months. I'm really talking about this now because of that fan reaction. I think because Messi was really singled out, I think that was really disrespectful from PSG fans. And I think in doing that, you completely break any relationship, any sort of feeling from Messi there towards the club that he's at right now. And certainly, he will be thinking about Barca. I honestly think since he left, he will have been thinking about Barca. And obviously as well, you do have to think about his family as well in all of this. And that is why it remains open. We're going to be talking much, much more about this. We're going to be hearing much, much more too. And of course, I want to know your thoughts, guys. Do you believe it's possible that Messi returns to Barcelona? Do you believe that he can get out of PSG? Do you see them either selling him, letting him go for nothing, or Messi actually taking it upon himself to buy his way out of that current deal? Please do let me know all of those thoughts in the comments down below. And like I say, any further news at all and any developments, I will be bringing them to you right here. Thank you indeed today for watching once again, and thank you for your fantastic support. Let's see what happens. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.